We are here with June today. He also did the top 8 today. I recently did a deck profile on Marcel's Murakumo deck. Now we have June, who actually went top 4 today with Aqua Force, interesting enough. So we're going to go ahead and go into his deck profile today, June. So go ahead and go into it.
Alright guys, starting with the starter, you already know what it does. And then for my grade 3 lineups, I play 4 of the Maelstroms. Now I was gonna cut it down to 1 to like 3, but I feel like 4 is okay for now because it just adds on a lot of pressure to like other decks, and the his 3K effect for his first skill really much makes a difference. And then for my others, I play 2 Naval Gazers just because I only play him if I know for sure that I can kill my opponent on my final turn. And then I run 1 Riptide and 1 Diamantes. I only have 1 of these, so the only reason why I run 1 is because I was previously running 3 Naval Gazer at one point. So I decided to take out 1, and why not throw the Riptide in, and actually made a difference with that huge 20k boost. So it's pretty much standard. Like, your grade 3 lineups are player preference, so that's what I decided to play. And for the grade 2s, 4 Algos, best card in the deck. I don't need to go through an explanation. And the second best card of the deck, 4 Tidal Assaults.
Of course.
I don't need to explain that either. You guys should already know that. And then for my other grade 2s, we play 2 copies of the Storm Rider Basils and 1 copy of the Lazarus. Now, for the grade 2 lineups, like, these are just player preferences. Like, mainly you want to run 4 Algos and 4 Titles. And then for the other 3, it's just up to you. Like, there are better options, but I chose to go for these because, 1, I get a free 12k attacker, and this one, on the 4th attack, I gain plus 10. So, pretty standard. For grade 1s, we run 4 of the Penguins. I only use him just to countercharge, but I've never used his skill to like rest him and give a unit plus 5k. So if I ever run out of counterblast, I'll try to make 4 attacks as much as possible, and if I'm in this situation where I'm out, I'll use him to countercharge 1 and go off from there. I was stuck at one point where I have no counterblasts and I have Naval Gazer out, so what I did was I managed to make 1 dead hit and 2 attacks hit at least. On the 4th battle, when Naval Gazer attacks, this procs off, and then you'll still be able to get that free weak stand from Naval Gazer Dragon. And we play 4 Theos, standard, another on-hit guy. Whenever it boosts, I guess. Whenever it boosts, and then if it hits the Vanguard, you give another unit plus 8k, which is pretty much a pressure unit too. And then I also run 4 of the Vivianas. Now, a lot of people had let this go through because, I guess they weren't paying attention, and that's where I played it to my advantage. As long as my opponent doesn't know what I'm playing, then...
I heard those with errata to that, right?
Yes, it was. The errata is, they forgot to add the 3k effect, which I got it off against I believe it was a Tachi player, but I'm not going to mention names at this point, but yeah, I managed to get this skill off once, and after that, it was it. And then for my other grade 1s, we play 2 copies of this guy. I've never actually got to, like, get this off because 1, I only use it as a booster, and 2, like, there's just other better options for me out there, and then this is just like a filler up for my grade 1 lineup, so it really didn't matter. But the 3k actually helps when you make multiple attacks after your 3rd battle, so it actually makes a difference.
Now the spiciness, right?
Yeah. And then for my trigger lineup, this was like unexpected. Like, this is where I got most of my opponents off guard. Now previously I was running 6 fronts, 2 crits, 4 draws, and 4 heals at one point, but now for today's tournament, I was actually running 6 draws, 3 crits, 3 fronts, and 4 heels. Now, the reason I did that is because I wanted to try out to see if I can actually get more draw triggers off, and I actually did. The crits, I only got off like at least 2 to 3 rounds, I believe. The fronts, I never got it off. I only got it off when I damaged to check it. And then, but yeah.
I mean, that's really good because you use it defensively, so I'm guessing that's a big plus to the card. So saves your monsters and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, well, fronts, like, it's good to, like, run 6, or if you want, you can run the rainbow, but I just decided to run the 6 draws just because I know what I'm gonna play against, and on top of that, you're not gonna have that much resources in your hand when it's your opponent's turn. So if you guard a unit, you might as well just run extra draw triggers just to have that extra draw power. And then the fronts and the crits is just like, oh, I'm just gonna run 3 and 3 today, and it actually got me undefeated. So,
okay, so
I was pretty much happy about that.
With that being said, let's go into a quick tournament report because you did say you went undefeated today. Very good, 5-0, right, with Aqua Force. So tell us your rounds and matchups.
My first round, Shadow Paladins. That was actually a close game because he actually managed to get the Phantom Blaster Dragon off, but I had enough cards in my hand and I know what my opponent was drive checking, so I know I was able to survive that turn. And on top of that, he did the second skill where I had to take an extra damage. I got a draw trigger off of it, so
very good, right?
yeah. So I was pretty much guaranteed to win because all I needed was a tidal assault and an extra unit, and I actually managed to get it off. My second match, straightforward OTT. My opponent was Great Log, so I took advantage of getting the W, so I wasn't gonna hold back.
Okay.
And then my third match, it was a pretty good Tachikaze player. He was making the right plays, but as soon as I know what he drove check and what he was gonna throw down, I had to kill his important units because I know that once he procs off his units when he gauges, that's when I have to attack it. And then once I realized that when I started attacking his units, I noticed that he was like getting kind of nervous, so that's when I took advantage of the situation. As long as I keep attacking his important units and keep attacking the Vanguard, then I'm set. And also the fact that he didn't know what Maelstrom did, so he actually let it through. So I was able to make more than 6 attacks on him. Fourth matchup, straightforward, Murakumo. Same situation as the previous round. I have to kill off his important units, and once I know that he's down to 4 or 5, that's when I go for the kill. And then round 5, pretty much Grand Blue, but I pretty much know what they're capable of. All I had to do was check their drop zone, check their drive checks, and then check their soul to see if they like soul blast their main card and then get it out later on. All I had to do was keep poking him, and then after that, once he got to 5, I just went straight for the kill. I had like multiple attacks left, and I know what he drove check and what's in his hand, so I pretty much got the advantage.
So I heard you guys went to split the top 8. You actually played for the Met, so you went up to top 4.
Yeah.
How was that matchup? That was a pretty big one.
It was pretty exhausting, to be honest, because I played against the same guy, another Grand Blue player. The first game he was Great Locked, so I took advantage of that. The second and third game was pretty legit. I ran out of heal triggers on the second game. The third game, I had to ride Naval Gazing, so I had to make the best plays as much as I can, and I pretty much got him up to 5, but even though if I did, he still had a big hand, so there was nothing I could do, so I ended up getting 4th place.
Alright, well, congratulations today, June, on your top in the ARG State Championship here at Just Flips, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.